312-448-2020, or you can log on to WGN-TV.com/Red Cross. I'm here with Harley Jones, who knows firsthand what the Red Cross does when they deploy volunteers all over the country. You've deployed, what, 10 times already?
Yeah,
15?
A lot. For years, absolutely.
So tell us a little bit about how you prepare for a disaster as the Red Cross.
Everything that you can think of that people are going to need, right? Food, shelter, clothing, and all the plans and agreements and contracts that are going to be needed to be able to do that, whether it's one family or a house fire, or tens of thousands of families in Puerto Rico or Texas.
And Puerto Rico added a degree of difficulty, and the Virgin Islands did too, because they're islands. So were you ready for that? How do you prepare for that eventuality where things are going to take longer because of the ocean between us?
Well, and the biggest difference is not only are they isolated, but 100% of the entire population is affected.
Lost power.
Absolutely.
They were completely disconnected, and you helped from connecting people with the mainland to feeding people.
Absolutely, making sure that people can communicate with their family members to know that they're safe, and then getting on the ground with hundreds and thousands of volunteers to be able to go and hand out food and water.
We always talk about the big picture, you know, how you work nationwide, but locally you do so much daily, in the thousands, right?
Every single day. Just in the last 24 hours, our volunteers are the same volunteers that are deploying around the country. We're at 4 house in the last 24 hours. That happens every single day right here in our backyard.
So why do you need to raise so much money a day like today?
Because we want to be there for families no matter what happens. Whatever that disaster is going to be tomorrow, we want to make sure they've got financial assistance for food, for shelter, for clothing, to take care of them, their children, and maybe their elderly family members who live with them.
You depend on these donations from people.
We do. We are completely run upon donations and the generosity of the American public to be there for people on the worst day of their life.
So how would you describe this year as a member of the Red Cross in terms of disasters? We've been calling it unprecedented.
Yeah, that word really does fit it. We've sheltered more people just in the last few months than we have in the last 5 years. These disasters have just been back to back to back, and the populations that are affected by them just devastated. Devastated.
I've seen it firsthand, and I appreciate your work, and I thank you for everything you've done. Harley, we're going to be here until 7 o'clock. This will be Amy Rutledge will come in, but Dina and Steve, I want to thank you guys for helping us out this morning. All our co-workers that showed up. As you know, it's been a very difficult few months for me personally too, because my family is in Puerto Rico. And just a little bit of an update. My mom and dad finally have power after 70-something days without electricity, but my brother and sister-in-law are still in the dark, and so are many people still on the island and in the Virgin Islands as well. So don't forget about them. Don't forget about the people in Houston. These disasters were massive, and you cannot recover from them in 1 or 2 months. This is going to be years, and they're going to need the presence of the Red Cross for the near future, if not longer. So I personally thank you and ask you to help and not to forget them. The number is 312-448-2020, or go to WGNTV.com/Red Cross. Y muchísimas gracias.
And there's so much work to be done, as you pointed out. No need to thank us. You're doing the heavy lifting over there.
Her reports from Puerto Rico were amazing. Really She's so eloquent in the need there. So
we've got sports coming up. A familiar face haunts the Bears.